And we are back with the adventures on Marjura and Svavelwinter, Sulphur Winter, Book 1. So the Conflux Saga, Book 1, Sulphur Winter. There we go. That's the whole title. And introducing again, unfortunately, Steph couldn't be here because she's doing very good things that she should be doing, like having a vacation, as far as I understand. Right?
Vacations are for the weak, but yes, she did get to have one.
I want one too. Like,
I mean,
exactly. Can I has one?
just was there? Did I need to get in a line for those? Or
don't worry, baby. We'll get to the hot spring someday.
Anyway, in the usual order, we have from the left. That would be Nefria is played by
Harsamina.
Indeed. And what is Nefria?
Nefria is basically just face. I am here to invest or to find a guy, bring him back, and generally undermine Tricorian, the Tricorian Empire wherever and whenever and however I can.
Yep, that's a good summary. And next is Goat.
Yes. I am playing Sifanu da Krimbydh, the doctor of the group, who also happens to dabble in Forsaken magic, as a hobby.
As one does when one is kicked out from the academy for digging into corpses.
I try not to advertise that part. This makes my doctor degree officially worthless.
Indeed. And he is on the island to...
I am here to gather some mummy bits to take back to my boss.
There you go, gathering mummy bits. That seems appropriate for someone dealing with dead bodies. And finally...
I am the infamous Rob, and I'm still playing, because he hasn't died yet, Sir Artegue da Fontra Cilor, and primarily concerned with keeping everybody else alive. I do have some cursed weapons I'd like to deliver, maybe if I can uncurse them, but uncursing them is not in Artegue's bag of tricks at this particular moment. So we'll see.
We'll see indeed. Does someone want to summarize last session and get a fate die? Because that's in the rule set. So
that is
go.
Important.
Go.
With my non-existent fate dice currently. Okay. So we escorted Parima. What's her? Parima. To the Druid monastery?
Yes.
Or temple, or whatever they call it. And where we were immediately attacked by a demon and some guy in a red robe riding him. Harisma made a charisma check to tell him to step off, and the demon ran away.
Yep, it did.
That was incredible.
Yes.
And then after that, there was a bunch of skeletons and zombies we mopped the floor with, and then found out that everybody here is dead.
Yep, that's a long and the short of it. Which of course.
And then we ventured into the catacombs and found an artifact thingy, and I think that's most of it.
Yeah,
it's like a talking head that doesn't make noise.
Yeah, exactly. The apparently the head of the Ancient One, according to some kind of prophecy, which you found out by talking to, in fact, the ghost of one of the slain Kmorda priests.
Well, yes, that's right.
Yeah, she basically said that it is now up to Parima to fulfill the prophecy, and Parima, being simply a novice, has been sitting around and being absolutely distraught, which shouldn't be surprising, because she's of a tender age and have apparently not experienced traumas and things like this before. And here she is, on her own, where she thought she was coming home to a great homecoming to all her friends, effectively her family in the Druidic order, and nothing. She's alone in the world. In fact, the only people she trusts at the moment, I think, are probably you guys.
Which is
That's an important lesson for her to learn. You are alone in this world.
Lessons will be learned here.
it's very confusing to Artegue because, like, so all the other druids are dead. So she got a promotion to high druid, and like, does everyone not usually get ahead by killing their higher ups? I don't understand.
That's the Fontra Cilor talking.
Exactly.
Like,
this is
Right.
the customs of Marjura are strange to you.
you're too low on the totem pole to get a stipend to live on, so you bump somebody off above you until you're high enough to get a stipend from the family. It all makes sense.
Clearly. Clearly. Yes, that is how it must be. So yes, there we go. Sifanu gets the fate die for recounting what happened last time. And we left off with basically you had explored the catacombs, the dungeons underneath the temple, found the artifact, and we're back up. And you were basically going to deal with all the dead bodies of the druids and give them a proper burial in the crypt below, which you also had gone through on the way to the artifact. I was going to jump ahead to something after taking care of the bodies, but I did want to do one thing before we do that. Because I envision Perima, being a novice, obviously have very little clue about how you deal with dead bodies. This is a very small sect, druidic order, priesthood. How many are here? There's half a dozen, right? So the whole people dying is not a regular occurrence, and she certainly did not prepare dead bodies before. So she's kind of at a loss for how to do an embalming and stitch everything together.
It's a good thing there's an expert.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
there is in fact an expert.
If only we knew someone who really knew the ins and outs of the human body and how to remove organs from it.
And yes. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and propose that Perima gets a lot of help from Sifanu in the crypt, dealing with the dead bodies.
Yeah, that is a safe bet.
You will not have to roll for this. You have
Okay, good. I don't want to get a fate dice for this.
You have the expertise for this is literally your expertise under medicine, dealing with dead bodies. So in some cases in this game, you can just, this doesn't require a roll. You know this stuff. So you will be spending hours because dealing with a single dead body is not something you do in 5 minutes. And when you have 6 of them, it's going to take a while.
Oh, I thought it was at least a dozen.
Half a dozen, I would say, yeah. Well, there are a couple of servants too, so yeah, absolutely. It's more than 2, let's say.
Right.
It's gonna take a while to deal with all of them. This is, I guess, this is what a funeral home feels like when there's been a big tragedy and they're suddenly overloaded.
Ooh, yeah, I imagine it would be similar.
Now they're the county's only funeral home.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And since I don't know as the GM how long it takes to take care of an actual dead body like this, to mummify it, take out the internal organs, all that stuff, I should have Googled this, shouldn't I? There's one of those things that the FBI or CIA
but this is something that
will
would
look
haunt
into.
your
Why are
Google
you-
search.
Hold on, I'm working on it.
I'm going to say it's going to take the rest of the day at the very least. We'll see how long.
At the very least, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we
And
okay, so like full-on mummification of... Well, no, never mind.
Yeah.
That can't be right. It can't actually take 70 days.
Yes. There's
That
a
takes
lot of
that's like-
moisture. So, like, for full-on, desiccation, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long process. You're just getting stuff started, and then, of course, it's like a process from there, right? Like, it has
Yeah,
to
yeah.
mummify. It's an active process on
Right.
the
yeah,
bandages.
that's chemistry that doesn't require your work. You just do
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
with the body and hang it on a spike.
Yeah.
Sorry, quick Googling didn't get me where I needed to be.
It got you down
I've
a
let you
very
down.
different rabbit hole.
Point being, it will take a while. That's the point. And
We'll be
Parima,
here for the next 6 years.
Parima will be in the room for a lot of this because she feels like it's her duty as the one remaining Kmorda druid to send her compatriots to the next life and pay her respects properly. She has no clue of what to do, but she will absolutely take any jobs that you want to give her, any, fetch that jar, hold this thing here. She will be a very eager
I'll
assistant.
spare her of the gory parts, but yeah, I will absolutely get her as involved as I can.
Yeah, and she will definitely take part and be as good an assistant as she possibly can. In fact, throughout this entire process, her face is just torn between, on the one hand, the grief that she's still processing, the anger over the deed. She's still trying to understand why the Shagolites would have done this to the Kmorda druids, and gratefulness for your help, and for also, really, that extends to everyone else, Eldrida, Nefria, Sir Artegue. She's just happy to have you here, so she's not alone. And that's her basic demeanor as you're going through this process. What would Sir Artegue and Nefria be doing meanwhile?
Well, I imagine Artegue certainly carried the bodies down there. Since, as I recall, they were frozen and pretty rigid.
Mm-hmm.
After that, though, that's a better question. I suppose Artegue will spend his time, obviously, no skill whatsoever at actually repairing things. But I will see if I can, slam the shutters back into place, or, bang a piece of wood over them or something, in some attempt to leave this not just open to the elements once we're gone.
I figure you will be a decent enough crafter. Typically, this would be... What kind of a role would that be? Crafting is...
Just don't say wind.
Yeah.
I'd say fire. I think it's more of an agile thing.
No, I'm going to say stone. It's just crafting is all brute force.
All brute force.
In Forbidden Lands, crafting is strength. In this game, I think it's actually wind to create new things, but I'm not going to be a stickler about that for fixing a broken shutter of a window. Because that would be a bit
no one's turning to Artegue to design a new window.
Exactly.
Just cover the hole. It doesn't have to be pretty.
Yeah.
Can't let fuzzards move in. What if we need a new
I'm
base?
just curious because now you asked what is crafting in this game, so now I just want to find out. It is typically wind, yes, to create artifacts and craftsmanship. But this is not a question of creating artifacts. So you are not a good blacksmith. That means that the blacksmiths in this world are really smart. Anyway,
I think that's true in real life as well, isn't it?
that might be.
Like kind of a chemistry understanding to the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Anyway.
that part. Yes. Anyway, sidetrack. No, absolutely. You can go and do basic fix-ups, right? I could definitely see that if this required a deed roll, which I don't think it does, I would definitely draw on strength for that, because you're hauling things, you're banging in the hammers, all that kind of stuff.
And none of it's pretty.
And none of it's pretty because nobody's asked you to make it pretty. What would Nefria be doing?
Nefria is going to spend her time kind of examining that big old horn that's supposed to call the giants.
Ah, yes, that one.
All right, horn.
Yes,
The horn.
There is
Giant's
a big horn.
The horn for calling giants.
It is 3 meters long. That's like 3 yards. And about
We're
20
sorry
pounds.
for the measuring units.
Yeah. And about 20 pounds as well, I think. Wait, is that slightly less than?
I can deal in kilos.
Yeah, the old measurements in this book is for a different rule system, and it's called load points, and I think 3 load points is a kilo, and this is like 20, so
Okay, like 20 kilos.
like 8,
Like
8 or so,
7.
8 kilos.
Wait.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
make it 16 or 17 pounds, something like that. So it's a big one, is what I'm saying. It's you will hold it in one end, and the actual horn part where the air comes out will be on the ground because you're not going to be able to tilt it back. It's like it's made for a giant to blow on with one hand, if you will. Not that you would know how big a giant would be, but you could imagine maybe.
Yes.
It's interesting
Could a guy with a stone of 3 wield it with 2 hands as a weapon? Hint, hint.
In case I want to hit someone with a giant horn. You never know.
For science.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's magic.
It does have a mouthpiece of bronze, and on the other end, it also has like a bronze funnel. So it's bronze on both ends, if you will. Fairly beautifully crafted bronze with etchings of geometric patterns around. And it is interesting that you're paying attention to this horn, Nefria, because you will find Briar coming down from the tower. Apparently, while everybody else was doing things, both him and Sholaban have been kind of walking around and just looking at this place, and because it's secure now, right? It's not a problem. And he will come down and look at the horn. I do believe, Miss Nefria, that I have figured out the tune needed for this horn. You see, the scratchings in the tower are musical notes. And I do know 1 or 2 things about music, though I will say that horns and winded instruments have never really been my forte. Didn't have the constitution for it, you understand. But I could play it here, and he brings up his little keys, various metal samples, and takes a stone. It should go something like this, and he makes a little tune. Doom, 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 doom. Something like that.
Well, it's good to hear. It's good to know. Do what do you think the presence of a horn like this would indicate? You think if we were to blow into this, we'll get a horde of friendly giants, or do you think we're calling an army?
I have no idea. But it would be remarkably interesting to get some giants here. We could study their culture, their customs, their languages, maybe they know something about the local geology,
Their methods of warfare.
Warfare? Why would we want? Is there a war? Why would we need that? He looks genuinely baffled at the whole warfare thing.
Well, you see, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and well, I suppose these giants would have been friends with these guys here, and now these guys here are dead, so maybe the giants might,
Yes,
upset.
the murders. Yes.
Okay, the murders.
Yes, that would be a murder investigation, I suppose. I never had a head for such things. Maybe. Someone will have to blow the horn, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a blow.
Me?
I'll give it a blow. I can go dung, 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 dung.
It's perfect harmony.
That was perfect pitch too. You really hear how she dialed in on that.
She really made it her own.
Exactly. I'm gonna put Sir Artegue next to the temple. Of course, Sifanu and Param are down in the crypt at the moment. which leaves... What is Eldrida doing at the moment? What do you think she would be doing?
I imagine she'd be... If I had to guess, I'd say that she'd argue she has skills from dismembering animals and is helping Sifanu and Parama?
Yeah, that could
Question
work.
mark?
I was going for either that or the watchtower, but I can put the Shalaban in the watchtower. He can keep watch there in case anything strange approaches, including giants. It's a good place to watch the surroundings. There's no doubt about that. So you're gonna blow the horn. Nefria puts the horn to her lips. You don't really have any particular musical skills as such.
Well, I would like to think that, my swearing and profanities is a music all its own.
Nice.
Yeah. But otherwise, no.
You have no idea how to make any sound in this thing. I will cue this to stone, in fact, if you don't have artistry or habit with playing music. Which...
Oh, hold on. My muse is calling.
Nefria's trying... You're going basically blue in the face, just trying to get some kind of sound in this thing.
Artegue! Artegue!
Yeah?
Get over here. I need your lungs.
Artegue stops hammering things onto the side of a stone building and wanders inside. Yeah, what's up?
We're gonna call the giants. I need you to blow in this, and it's gotta kind of sound like bong, 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 or something like that.
All right. I mean, we've already covered the fact that I can't defend you from giants, right? I think I just closed that before we landed. So yeah, I will totally toot this horn for you.
And I'm gonna ask you to roll a strength roll to get this tune in.
We'll give it a shot.
Faster than Briar.
That works.
Well, it's
But
ugly, but
it's ugly. I'm gonna give you a point of exhaustion because this is a tough thing to blow. You start. It's really deep, and it doesn't stop. It doesn't. It's not that you are increasing the force with which you're blowing into this horn. You keep the same level of pressure into it continuously, as much as your lungs can take, and I mean, again, winded instruments is not something you do very often, but I think there is one or two nobles who have blown a bugle on the field of battle, and I'm sure you've done something like it before as well. And you're blowing as you would a bugle, but the sound of it, the first thing that happens is that the snow in front of the funnel starts shaking. And then you can see pressure waves of the snow that's just kind of moving forwards from it. And as you continue, after a few seconds, it just increases in strength even more, and then even more, and then you can see the snow being pushed away from you towards the stone wall. Stronger, exponentially stronger. You just caused a minor sort of...
Yeah. Is this thing nailed down?
Yeah. Avalanche.
Is this horn nailed down?
Nope, you're holding it.
Gotcha. Okay. Look at Nefria.
At this point, I'm sure I heard it, and I'm going to send a Parama upstairs. Like, make sure we're not getting murdered.
The temple was shaking behind you. The ground you're standing on was shaking towards the end.
There's the first. Parama, go back downstairs and get Goat. I think I found something that might be magic. Sorry, get Sifanu. My bad. But yeah, get Sifanu. I think this is magical. Okay, so I hand it back to Nefria.
Okay, I'll come take a look at the crazy instrument.
Yeah, he has in fact. You're probably a little bit too far away to affect the stone wall at this moment when you blew it, but there is a big pile of snow piled up against the rocks that are creating that low wall around the temple, and some of that snow has even spilled over. It's a minor avalanche that kind of went over the side and down the mountainside.
So you'd say that thing of what, like 100 feet away, 150 feet away?
Let's see now.
I mean, your best rough guesstimate's fine.
At max 100 feet, yeah. Your best estimate as being a damage dealer there, Sir Artegue, is it would probably be a terrible idea to blow this horn inside a house.
I mean, or a great idea. It really depends on what's going on at the time.
Well, bad idea for your house, great place for an enemy barracks.
Why, my house is on a different continent, so...
It's also true. We're not really from around here.
This is true.
No, we just get to cause mayhem and walk away. Like, none of the lasting repercussions of this are really ours.
Is it magical? Yes, of course, Sifanu. Now that you're looking at it and looking over it, you can feel the magic that there has been magic woven into it. You can't be sure of which type of magic without actually invoking spellcasting and to identify. This is something that any spellcaster can do, really. You can just,
Right.
Including, for instance, Sir Artegue, you can check what kind of magic this is if you want. But
Well, I suppose, Sifanu, do we want to know what kind of magic this is?
Definitely.
basically, guessing, your best guess without even casting a spell would be something related to wind, perhaps. That is, there is like the wind masters out there who so each element has their own type of mastery, right? So you have earth, water, wind, and fire. Those are all areas of magic mastery for spellcasters, druids, and the like.
And like necromancy. No, wait, hold on. No.
That is something else.
Yeah, no, I think magic-wise, I'm pretty content saying I think this is wind. It's really the only thing that makes any sense. Because certainly I did not blow out enough wind to blow snow 100 feet away over a wall.
Indeed.
Like,
Powerful thing.
that's beyond my lungs.
Parima will also be up here watching, of course, and I have never heard this horn sounded in my life. Truly a miracle of Kmorda.
Yeah, why not?
We will see if the giants might come now.
Well, here's hoping. Maybe you and me can work some communication with them, because I don't speak giant.
I do not know if they have their own language. Oh, Briar says, do they have their own language? I have to study it. Well, I'm not really the expert on languages, of course. Tassenbar Herbmaster knows a lot more than I do, and there are other Syntals as well. But I do have some basic knowledge around, the dead tongue of Ithilgrom and things like that, languages like that. The Cargomitians speak a very interesting tongue, and the Rungli of Trinsmyran, they have a very similar language to the Cargomitians as well. Looks at both Nefria and Sifanu, which of course you would be very familiar with, and goes back to his own.
Yes.
Yes, good.
I mean, more languages than I speak.
He brings out a hammer and starts going up to a rock face and banging it against them to check if there is some cool metals or rock samples that he can get from this.
Honestly, say what you want, but I think he's the only one here who actually knows what he's doing. He's off on his own adventure, but he knows exactly what he's going for all the time.
He's living his best, man.
He is living his best.
Living his best, absolutely. As you're having this chat with each other, Shulaban will in fact come rushing down from the tower. They're coming! They're coming! Gotthard's hounds! Gotthard's hounds! You don't know about Gotthard's hounds?
Gotthard's hounds?
I look at Sifanu. Do we know about Gotthard's hounds?
I'll look at Briar like, what's a hound?
Briar looks absolutely... You didn't see them in Nordheim? Oh, they must have been away. Gotthard has a company of wolfkin trackers. They are coming now, up the slope.
What, if you had to guess why they were coming, what would your gut be there, Shulaban?
He just points towards the crates with the archaeological equipment.
Okay, so
there is I think a dozen of them.
I'm going to assume the rest of them can think of something smart. Artegue is going to go grab the carts and start dragging them into the courtyard and towards the temple.
Yep. Maybe the horn will come in handy faster than you thought.
No, that's fair. Is there a narrow passage to get here?
Yes, there is.
I think let me know where Artegue needs to be.
Why, oh why, oh why. Yeah, okay. So certainly we want to be behind this wall.
Yep. Eldrida will, of course, help out with bow and arrow if that will be required.
Hopefully not. Otherwise, I think... I don't know. You guys got anything for this, plan-wise?
I mean, hopefully I'll be more effective at blowing smoke than you are at blowing the horn.
What? I blew a horn? I blew that horn so good.
No, we can ambush, or like we can try to sweet talk. Ambush blows the cover, and a sweet talk will just blow the cover, and there's no element of surprise. Or we can just try to ambush them.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not actually liking our chances against 12 anythings.
That's what I'm saying. Use the horn. Call an avalanche on them.
Eldrida will, in fact, get herself up into the tower. Up there, she is not immediately visible for everyone else, and she has an excellent view of the countryside, and there are windows she can use for some archery if need be.
All right, so I suppose
Parima will look at all this and what is the matter? Why are the hounds a problem? She looks completely innocent again, like she always does. She's just bewildered by this. Maybe, but it's a good thing that the Gotthard's hounds are coming. Now we can tell the procurator about the evil treachery of the Shagolites, and we can get the garrison to help us, and maybe arrest and prosecute the Shagolites.
Parima, I don't suppose the druids have like friendly relations with Gotthard's hounds?
They are. Some of them are nice. I know one or two or three of them if they are still here.
All right, so maybe we do try to talk our way out of this.
Well, I think maybe try to talk our way out of this one, and if that doesn't work, we'll go to, I think, the horn and trying to blow them out that little passageway and like off a cliff or something? Is that a cliff there or not?
Yeah, it's a cliff, yes.
Okay, yeah, so we'll try to blow them off the cliff with the horn if that fits.
Yeah.
So who is like got like what exactly are these Goddard's hounds? Are they just, why are they interested in the archaeology equipment?
Shalaban is trying to not blow the whole thing before Parima. Oh, I don't know. He says it looks completely innocent, and then kind of takes you aside, maybe, Nefria, and whispers, the smuggled weapons, perhaps.
Right.
They are wolfkin, so they can smell very well. They must have tracked us.
Well, we'll find out shortly.
Good.
No problems, right?
We'll see how this goes.
Indeed. I will put out some hounds for you.
What a delight.
Yeah. It's a bunch. In fact, I can just do that, and then there we go. It's a bunch. They are, I mean, you can see from afar as they are approaching. This is starting to become evening now, by the way. They are dressed in, they have, like, probably rabbit fur berets on their heads. And they are otherwise dressed in either white tunics, gray tunics to blend into the surroundings, which they do very well indeed. Possibly a leather jerkin here and there. Otherwise, very lightly, they do have longbows and two-handed swords as standard equipment, apparently, on their backs. And some of them are running on all fours, others are walking on their hind legs. Someone up front is sniffing to the ground and sort of ushering the others forwards. And slowly but surely, they are making their way up.
Guys, this is terrible.
One of them is barking up towards you. Ruff! Who goes there? Ruff! We can smell you, thieves, traitors.
Well, we can see you. Who are you? Why are you calling us thieves and traitors? What are you guys doing here? Murderers?
That's how we want to start with his cordial relations.
Like, they started it first.
I start warming up the lungs, tighten the embouchure.
I am Haka, says the first one. I come with word from the procurator to arrest all of you, traitors. You have things, sharp sticks, swords, steel, illegal. You come with us now.
Well, we certainly found some items here at this slaughter and murder site, but we haven't brought them here. They were found and left by the people who murdered all of the druids in this camp. You have bigger things to worry about, and the procurator has bigger things to worry about than some pointy sticks. There's a whole slaughter in here that we're trying to take care of and lay these cats to rest. And along you guys come accusing us of being traitors. Well, priorities.
This is definitely a water roll, I would argue. You are trying to convince them. Is this... I mean, you have your 3 water, of course. Will you be spending a fate die to assist with this, you could either use your Machinator or your Profanities. Either way works.
Can have one of mine.
Thanks.
I'm wondering if your Rabble Rouser would even be a help here, because, I mean, you can turn people a crowd, and this may be a crowd? Let's have a look at what it says.
Like
You have your Machinator ability and Rabble Rouser. You can whip a crowd into a frenzy against a targeted individual. Well, there's... I guess you could decide. Roll water plus at least one fate die. The difficulty is a 2, so you need 2 successes for that. If you fail, you become the target.
Okay. All right.
So you'd have 4 dice, and you need 2 successes. Of course, you do have an experience that would be applicable here. So that gives you an extra chance. If you want to use that expertise, I'm just throwing it out there because you have it. Or you do have convincing as your profanities expertise. If you win the rhetorical conflict, you inflict 2 points of doubt instead of 1. And each 6 causes another point of doubt as per usual. So you could use that instead. That might be safer. They have a water of 1. So this is fairly easy for you to do.
All right, so I have my 2 base die for 3.
Yeah, 3 for your water, and then you 1 fate die for your one of your abilities.
Profanities.
Basically. Very well.
We'll do
so we're gonna just do the convincing thing here. So we will spend that 1 fate die. That was a terrible roll.
But you have a memory that you can use to reroll.
Okay.
Right.
You should have, like, you've escaped arrest for theft, convincing us with a convincing string of outrage as the system. I would argue that your first experience could be used here, like that you escaped arrest for theft of bread with a convincing string of outrage.
Yeah.
So
like,
if you want to spend that experience, you can reroll all the 4 dice.
Yeah, let's do that.
Very well.
Otherwise, it's gonna get real murdery real quick. I wonder how these dogs do with gravity.
That's 2 successes. They will roll a single die. Well, technically, there's lots of them, but you know. That didn't work. You inflict 2 points of doubt on the leader, which is enough to make the leader go, apparently these guys are expert trackers, but not so much expert talkers.
So
there's crime here. What murder? Let me see.
Yep. Show them to the crypt.
Hey, Parama, please explain to these people what terrible things happened here.
And Parama being a Kmorda druid, who is obviously the very image of justice and lawfulness and goodness
And
among
innocence.
and innocence among the Mardurans. The moment the Wolfkin sees her, their hackles go down considerably. They were definitely weirded out by you guys, certainly Sir Artegue and Sifanu, these strangers from far-sailed lands. But Kmorda Druid, now she is innocent. Clearly, they've never heard of, Kmorda Druids would never do anything bad, right? That's how it is in their mind. You can see on how they're. It's much like watching a wolf or a dog and how their body language works. Like, dogs don't lie, wolves don't lie, they don't mask their feelings. If they are happy, they wave their tails. If they're angry, the ears go back, hackles come up. They do exactly that. So when they see her, several of them start waving their tails in joy of seeing someone they trust and know. And the words just start flowing about how the Shagolites have killed all these Kmorda priests, and at this point, the Wolfkin are just kind of looking at each other, completely baffled. We don't understand. We got orders from the Procurator, smuggling, crime, rebels, disorder, people who were not following the pack as they should. This is all strange to us. Does Nefria add anything in that?
Nefria is just basically going to dogpile on and go like, yes, all of those things are about the Shagolites, not us.
Oh.
See, you're talking about the Shagolites. They're the ones causing mayhem and disorder and rebellion and everything else. We just came upon all of this. We want to help, same as you guys. We're on the same side.
Shagolites smuggled steel.
Yeah.
Shagolites are disloyal. That's what they're saying in all this. Sifanu, while all this is going on, Zoom chat.
To everyone. Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't send it specifically to him. I should.
No, I'm pretending I don't see it though.
Oops.
I'm good at playing pretend. It's fine.
Yes, that's fine.
I'm really a strong guy with a hammer.
Yes. That you are.
Okay, so I saw that, but I'm not sure what that supposed to mean.
Well, as you're looking up, it's kind of circling around in a really wide...
The first one I thought was from last session, so okay, that makes more sense.
This Zoom does not keep things between sessions.
Okay. Yes, okay. All right, I'm going to point at it and say, look, guys, friend of yours?
They're all looking up, and now the Wolfkin are I mean, some of them are grabbing their bow. They already had their bows and an arrow out just in case, because they were coming up on this place. And, of course, some of them, they will can confirm smell of death, right? That they have a sensitive enough nose for that. So you would understand why they were all kind of alert, and some of them had their weapons out and so on. And now they're looking up at the Fuzzard, and there's, in fact, 2 of them. And there's someone riding one of these each.
Sounds like Shagolites to me, Nefria.
Those guys up there, they're not your friends. They're coming to hurt you and Parama and us. We had to chase one of them off from here earlier. They're really bad, really mean, evil guys. Will you help us fight them? Because we're on the same side and you're all good boys.
I was just waiting for a good boy combat to come out.
They will, string their bows and all that sort of thing. And then you hear a bark from the rear guard, and they're pointing down the path. There's people coming up along this path. No Shagolite, says one of the Wolfkin. Kvur, come.
That a word for, does that mean tall person by chance?
No, says Perima. The Kvurs. They are the people who were on Marjura before my ancestors came. Very strange people. They live on the glacier, very friendly when they speak to people.
Maybe
Thanks, Parama.
I was going to say, bring them up. Join the party.
They're coming. Join the party indeed. By now, it's going to get a bit tight with people on this. I'm not even going to mark them because there's too many now. They outnumber the Wolfkin by about 2 to 1. It's looks like a group of nomadic wanderers to you guys. They have carts on sleds, and they have cliff crawlers. They're dressed in furs, very crudely stitched together. The closer they get to you, the weirder they kind of look to your eyes. Maybe as a Tracorians, you would consider them half-kin, perhaps. Not quite human entirely, because their faces are very strong brow lines, if you will. Jaws that are twice as thick and strong as any typical human's. Mouths that are... Well, their teeth seem to almost jut out of their lips, if you will. A good picture comparison to this would be Neanderthals with really big teeth. That's probably the best description I can give.
Awesome. Well, these are clearly the people whose attendance we requested.
It must be, right?
Maybe.
We wanted
Clearly
giants. We
they've
got
answered the call.
Neanderthals.
Right? Like, you know, this is fine.
It's fine.
Yes, I'm sure it will. No, they are coming up there, and they are singing in some kind of strange language that none of you have ever heard before. And I mean, the wolf can put down their weapons. The two fuzzards that have someone riding on them, they will land on top of the watchtower, and you will see that's two more of these guys. That's two more of the Kurs. They seem to have tamed these fuzzards, which is an interesting feat, if nothing else. And they will be all starting a dance around you guys. They seem to be completely ignoring the wolfkin, but the four of you together with Parima, Shulaban is in hiding somewhere, and Briar is so deep in his rock collection that he has still not noticed what's going on here. But you guys...
He's a certain kind of special.
Yeah, he's dedicated to his craft. But you guys, they are dancing around, and they are singing something about Shum Shaula, Kvur Karut.
Don't know that one. Before my time.
I look at Parima. She have any idea what's going on here?
She says no.
Well, as I'm so fond of saying, let's just sit back and let this one happen, boys.
Two of them separate themselves from the rest of the crowd right now. So, as I said, it's this temple is getting crowded. Two of them separate themselves from the rest of the crowd. It's an elderly gentleman and a woman. And they are going up to the four of you. The woman is shaking something that's making a little bit of smoke and has some kind of mud, maybe, on her thumb. And as she's coming up to each one of you, she puts a mark on your forehead. Kurkarut shum shaula, kurkarut shum shaula. Rattle, 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 rattle. A bunch of bones around her neck. She's rattling with them.
I pull out one of my little notebooks and I start taking notes. It's like, ooh, primitive magic.
I accept the gesture with the spirit in which it is given. This is happening.
Apparently,
Right.
yes. The man is looking at you as well and says, "You free." heroes. He's trying to really hard form words, but it's very clear that Western Yori, the language that you're all speaking, is hard for his mouth. Very hard.
So I suppose right. None of us speak a different language, right?
Not really, no.
I speak Cargomachian.
Yes, you do. This doesn't sound anything like Cargomachian to your ears. Or very distantly, perhaps.
Okay.
Some similarities here and there, but not nearly enough for it to
So I've no idea what we free heroes could possibly mean. Do we work for free? Have we freed heroes?
No. My best guess would be he was saying that we have freed this place and our heroes.
The older fella who is speaking to you is grayish hair, including on his head and on his body. And he has, in fact, he's dressed in something that looks more like a Marjuran tunic than the pelts that the others are wearing. His left side of his face is very much scarred after some kind of wound. Could be maybe from claws from a wild animal. He's limping a little bit. He can't move his left arm properly. You, hero, you free us from green men.
Ah, yes, that is our intent. We want to destroy green men.
Kvur karut, shum shaula.
Kurkarut!
Sulfur, winter, end. Sulfur, winter, end. Shum shaula.
Sure, we'll end the sulfur winter. For a penny and for a pound, guys.
So, okay.
How end sulfur winter?
Kill green men.
With us walk the white. And then he points out to the west.
That's towards the Iron Tower, isn't it?
Nope.
No, that's north.
No.
Yeah, west is actually where we want to go for the big site.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, honestly, I just hand out the fuzzard wax and say, let's just grease up and get it done.
Yeah. Like,
this place smells horribly now. All of these Kvurs, apparently, except the man who's talking to you, must have used that fat that you bought there, Sir Artegue, to insulate themselves from the cold. It smells horribly, like overly old cooking fat.
Oh, you just have to realize that it's a new experience and enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, they are still singing Shum Shaula Kvur Karut.
like, all right,
And
well,
other words too, but you can't make them out.
I lean over to Haka and say, by the way, the green man they're talking about is Shagulite. Apparently, they're covered head to toe because they're actually green. Who knew?
Yeah, the wolf, makes sense.
Yeah.
Trying to make sense of it, but not quite managing to.
I'd just rather have the information out there,
We look when we find. I know Shagulite in Arham smells.
Yeah, really, smells terrible.
Smells horrifying. Ugh.
Say, Haka, we're going to join up with these guys and head off, with them to take down the Shagulites and whatnot. You want in on this? We could really use your nose.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, these are good guys.
We're not smuggling anything. It's the Shagulites.
Well,
Us, we're but simple archaeologists.
Listen, Haka is a good boy, and I don't want to hear otherwise.
Haka's a very good boy.
I will have a check here to see if Haka might remember to send some folks back to the Procurator to give word about all these amazing things. Nope.
Good boy does not translate into smart boy.
It's okay. He doesn't need to.
Well, the problem, Sifanu, is that they're all good boys.
I'm sure the Procurator will be very happy to know nothing at all, because no news will be coming for a while.
I have no idea.
They're gone.
They set the house
They
out,
went up
they
on
never
the
came
ice, and then they disappeared.
Good use of
This poor guy is now out of a dozen good boys. He must be very sad.
Don't worry, we'll take care of them until we bring them back. When you find someone's good boy who's run away, it's your responsibility until you return it.
Right, Parima is looking absolutely baffled by all this, but for the first time since you got here, she seems to have a little bit of hope in her eyes, because you went in the blink of an eye, seemingly, from being the group of you, half a dozen people, to a whole clan, maybe, of Kmors and a dozen Wolfkin Reavers. Maybe she can do something about this whole thing after all.
Making friends.
Yes, she has a look of determination in her now, and also more than a bit of adulation for Nefria. She's looking at you because you were the one talking to them, and she's just looking at Nefria and going,
No.
and the Kmors will make camp here for the evening. It's late enough. It's not really a good time to go traveling. So they will strike camp here, put up tents that are basically mammoth tusks that you string together with pelts. And hey presto, you have a nice tent. And they will make some fires around here with cliff crawler dung. They know everything about how to survive on the glacier, apparently, while the Wolfkin make a separate camp for themselves and just kind of wait for the next day, I guess. That's what they'll do. Will you do anything in the evening there as the day wears on?
I just want to make sure that if the Kavur want to, say farewell to the druids who used to live here, if they were kind of friends with these guys, that they have a chance to go to the crypt and do their thing.
Yes, they will pay their respects to the druids. Yes, and you will be able to finish.
I didn't get a chance to finish up before the guys showed up, so I'll get back to the embalming.
Yes, indeed, and Parima will as well. So, and now there's so many people around here. Shalaban is still in hiding.
Yeah. Poor guy. Almost.
Briar will be walking around among the Kur after a while and just kind of playing some of his musical things to them and trying to speak to them, failing miserably, and then he'll go back to rock sampling and so on. Because,
when you don't know what to do, go back to what you love.
There you go.
The Kur seem to be very friendly and very inviting if you want to join them for a meal. They will, it's some kind of bowl with Smells a bit sweet. The white kind of milk with lumps of fuzzard in it, maybe.
Delicious.
And possibly some polar bison as well. They have those around here. So yeah, they're going to be very friendly to all of you as you're sitting around the campfires and the two crews who have spoken to you will introduce themselves to you. The person who is the only one of them dressing slightly like Marjuran is called Uma, and the what do we call the lady? The wise woman of the group is called Uksu, and she doesn't speak any Western Yori at all, but she does work very. She must be a druid of theirs, or some kind of wise one in the holy ways, because she seems to be looking after their spiritual needs. And I guess Eldrida will be trying to communicate with her in any way she can, with Uma trying to translate. But otherwise, Uma is there to speak to you guys about what you might wonder. Uma is speaking a lot about you heroes. You free us. Green men take us. Eat us. No Kvur ever come back from Black Tower.
Well, there's the tower.
We're never going to get back to town.
I'm never going to get to that dig site.
Oh, God.
No. Just crumple that one else. No.
Briar, you're part of this now.
Briar's like, wait, what? What did you say?
What? Shh. Tap rocks. Go tap rocks.
He knows how to do that. Is there anything that you want to do with these Kvurs during the evening?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to talk to like the wise woman about like if they have anything more specific they know, or what the Shagulites do, or like how powerful they are, stuff
Or how
like
many?
that. How many? Thank you. That's a good one.
Do they throw fireballs?
Also a good one. And if so, are they willing to teach?
Yeah.
Uma will translate what Uksu says in whatever kind of language it is. It's kind of interesting when you're watching the Kvurs prepare food. They have some children in the group as well, and they will take like bones from the bison, probably just put it in their mouth and just crack them open. These teeth are solid, their teeth are. And when they have to make a hole in the ground for the mammoth tusk for their tent, they dig that hole with their teeth right into the permafrost. Their teeth are impressively strong. They do everything with those teeth, including preparing the food.
Perfectly normal.
Yes.
Legit.
But Uma and Uksu will speak to you about the green men, and Uma will try to translate what Uksu says. Green men, bad. Take us from the white. Green men have points towards the fuzzard, flying he's trying to find the words. Not fuzzard. Other
I'll do a quick
flying.
sketch of the demon we fought earlier. Huh? That?
Yes, that.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yes, many such.
Many? Oh, God.
They come from sky. Take you. Fly away.
Delightful.
Beware their spit. Their spit melt Kvur.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Man.
We saw people over the white go from Kmorda house to Black Tower weeks ago. Weeks ago.
Druid camp to Black Tower.
Parima will conclude that that must be the sick people who were taken from the infirmary. Because you haven't found them here.
Oh. Oh. Because Shagulites in the infirmary are doing something to people, and these sick people from the infirmary got brought here. So then the druids figured something out. Then all the druids got dead. Uma?
They probably figured out what the Shagulites were doing with the sick people when they brought here, and then the Shagulites had to cover their asses.
Yeah. Uma, did druids help you? Druid point at temple, help. I don't know. I got nothing for that. And then I point at him and say you.
Yes. Druid's good. Trade and healing. Sacred spring. Trying to make those sounds with that mouth is not easy.
How long have the Shagulites been? Or I'm sorry, how long have green men been eating you? How long green men eat you?
All my life. Half. Let's see.
One moon? Two moons?
All my father's life.
Multi-generational trauma. Cool.
I mean,
My father's mother's life.
2.5 generations.
I didn't think the Shagulites were on this island that long.
They've been here for, 80 years or something?
Well, and that's kind of the thing. Like, these guys may have really short lifespans.
Yeah.
Still, that's, at least assuming that they're not, they don't mature or breed, mature, and die like, fruit flies. We assume, it's been going on for more than a couple of weeks at that point. So, definitely predates, I would think, the druids being dead.
This is not new behavior.
Well, it makes me wonder why the druids didn't do anything about the Shagulites eating them in the first place.
You strong man, says Uma, and kind of touches your shoulder. Uksu comes up and touches your arms.
I wink at her.
She cackles a little bit and cackles towards the other Kvur women. You strong man, you help make Kvur stronger. And points towards one of the tents where a group of sort of tittling and tattling Kvur women are sitting by one of the the open tent, and
well,
Death by snoo.
I tell you guys, I really wanted to ask them if they knew anything about cursed weapons. If one of you could carry that on for me, like Nefria or Sifanu, if one of you could ask about these weapons, I clearly have a duty to these people.
Godspeed.
Yeah, that's Artegue for the foreseeable future.
That's how
Not hard pressed to go into the tent, and we shall fade to black as the tent flap comes down because
The boots come off and it fades to black.
Indeed, he will be busy in there for a while.
All right, I'm getting a glass of water then.
That's what your character will be saying in about half an hour.
Jesus.
Meanwhile, in a different part of the camp, is there anything else that you want to do with Uma and Uksu?
Goat, you may want to ask them about the cursed object, since they're communicative and I know nothing about curses. It's more your magic end.
It is. I'm going to assume I'm done in the catacombs then.
Yeah, eventually you will be. I can speed us ahead a little bit. Like, let's say it's later in the evening and you come out of the catacombs having washed your hands and everything, and you want to ask Uma and Uksu about cursed weapons, apparently. How do you phrase this?
Delicately?
For example?
I'm going to look at Nefria. I'm like, I have no idea how to even start a conversation without them reaching out to pick one of them up, because that's a death sentence.
What do you know about bad luck weapons?
Bad luck weapons. He says something to Uksu.
So
Weapons. She is going like, show.
All right. So I take out my my normal dagger, right? And I, just a little poke.
Yeah.
Weapon hurt. Not bad luck. Weapon hurt and bad luck.
Show bad weapon.
Okay, we'll take one over to the cart.
Okay,
Right.
we'll come with to the cart. And I guess then you will be opening up. At this point, the Wolfkin are not even paying attention to you guys. So they'll probably miss the whole cursed weapons than the smuggling and the, wire swords and like 200 swords in here or something. Yeah, or
The Shagulites left these. We're just curious.
I don't even know how many. A lot of swords in there. How many can you pack into 2 crates? I don't know. Lots. But you will open up and take away the archaeological equipment on top, because there's still like kind of some shovels, a pickaxe, some smaller spades, a brush or 2, all the kind of things that you would actually could use during an archaeological expedition is on the top layer, and then when you peel off of it, underneath are the swords gleaming in the last rays of the sunlight. And Uksu will look into this crate and she'll look at them and go, Kvorkarut! And Uma is trying to keep up with the translation. Yes, you are truly heroes. Come for end of sulfur winter. Yes, this is a sign. God's sign. Our help soon here.
I asked them, how is weapon bad luck? What does it do?
Weapon, not bad luck. Weapon, Kvur Karut, Shum Shaula.
But so only your people can use them?
Not us.
No.
What is Kvor Kvut?
Koshala.
Shumshaula. End of sulfur winter.
These weapons are going to help bring about the end of sulfur winter?
Yes, yes.
How?
They look at each other. Will of gods.
Naturally.
What would happen if your children picked these up?
No, no. Not for Kvur.
Not for Kvor. For who?
Masters.
Masters?
Masters.
Who are masters?
Masters are masters. And that was a hard one for him, clearly. It's like you're asking, what is air?
Your air is air.
Exactly.
Okay. This is fair. It's like there's no wrong answers here. I don't know either, you know. We're just asking. Like, all right, okay. Well, who?
Where
I don't know
are the
who
masters?
Where
There you go.
are the?
Where?
It points to the west.
Okay, so somehow we need to get these to the Shagulites.
No, no,
No,
Well, the Shagulites to the north.
Shagulites are to the north.
no, not green men. Get
Not
to
green men.
masters.
Gotta get these to the masters.
Oh, I know that west is the dig site. I don't know what's past that. I'll ask Briar what's past the dig site.
Nothing, I don't think. Let's have a look at the map, shall we?
Map maker,
Don't
map
look now,
maker, make
Sifanu.
me a
We
map.
might get to go west.
Arhem is kind of west. We got that going for us.
Yeah, I guess. Dig
All
site.
right, so the dig
Here we go.
site.
So unless there's some Atlanteans, then I have no idea what he's talking about.
All right. I say we just spend the night here then and head to the dig site in the morning. It seems like that's where we oughter head.
Indeed.
Yeah. And we could go to the Iron Tower, but that's probably really dangerous. They've got multiple demons.
Yeah.
I'm figuring we should wait until at least level 2.
Well, technically, several of you can level up once you have filled out your experiences and taken a scene of rest, as it were. So that's a possibility. I think Sifanu needs to get to the dig site first, given the temporary goal. But that looks like the direction, so who knows? Might happen
Yeah,
sooner
so-
than you think.
The masters are west, and they want to go west, right? So,
Yep.
and I suppose if we just keep asking where the masters are as we go, kind of triangulate if they start pointing in different directions.
Well, to make a long story short, night will fall. And as night falls, where do you sleep this night? Just out of curiosity. Well, I know where Sir Artegue will be sleeping, but the rest of you.
Well, there seems like a perfectly good temple with that Artegue's been patching up. You can sleep in there.
Yes, indeed, you can. There is a perfectly good temple, and I think several of you will possibly sleep in there. Where'd I go? There we go. The temple. So, I mean, the beds are just recently occupied by a bunch of corpses, but I guess you can
You just flip the mattress.
pull the mattresses.
Wow.
Or at least put yourself, maybe putting bedding inside like the Spring of Demona chamber where that holy water is. That is a very calming place to be, and certainly not eerie. And I think Parima will do that, and Briar will join. Shalaban have been skulking around in that house, and will, as you're bedding down for the night, he's coming out in there and going, Will Gotthard's hounds, they seem calm. Is it safe now?
Yes.
Ah, very good.
I'll bed down with the Kvor. They seem to know what they're doing in terms of staying warm. So
They do indeed.
seems like a solid place for me to be.
Sifanu.
Screwed.
Briar and Shalaban are snoring very loudly in this room when you wake up sometime in the darkness of the night to see that ethereal crafter again. He's sitting on one of the benches this time.
Is this the one I was talking to before?
Yes, on the ship. He looks
Oh.
despondent, this ghost. Why have you taken my children here? I thought you were going to fulfill their destiny. This is not where they're supposed to be.
Well, they're not going into the hands of peasants. That's going to kill them.
They're not meant for peasants.
Well, then they weren't going where you thought they were going.
That's impossible. There's only one place they can.
Well, somebody shipped them overseas to arm a bunch of rebels to overthrow some tyrants. So unless that was your plan, then plans change.
No, that's all wrong.
A lot of things in life are wrong.
Ah.
There's a squint from the ghost, seeing as he's no longer alive. If he could sigh, he would.
So, where are they supposed to go in your mind?
That way, and he points west.
Fortunately, that's the way we're going.
Ah. Oh, good. So it ends well then, finally. Ah.
Yes.
I will be able to rest. Thank you.
Yes, we just had to take a detour.
Very well. Thank you kindly. And he just kind of disappears. And so we come to the next day, finally, after all these... this was a long day. You'll all agree. It was a very long day. The 17th of Misiska.
Felt like it was at least 2 weeks.
That's not going to be heavy rain because you're not in temperate right now. You are in... polar. There we go. Yeah, that's better.
Bullshit.
Okay. Clear skies again as you wake up in the morning. Everybody's preparing to leave for the west as before. The fires are on. Sir Artegue will sleep in. I'm sure he's going to be well rested, though. I'll give you that.
Drained and dehydrated.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
You will be drinking some kind of sweet but lumpy, very filling milk. For those of you who partake in the Kur breakfast, the wolf can have their own breakfast, which is considerably more, shall we say, protein-based. Not surprising at all. Lots of beef jerky there. And even Shulaban will come out of his hiding spot this morning, but before you leave, you will hear the sound. Grunch, 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 grunch.
Are the giants finally showing up?
Grunch,
Oh man.
I look at Uma.
grunch.
So it wasn't the giant's horn that brought you guys here?
What are you looking at? At the Wolfkin or the Kvur?
The Uma, the Kvor?
No, we have watched temple for heroes. You, and he points at you.
What
Chosen.
do you know? What do you know about giants?
What can you teach us in the next 10 minutes?
Ice walkers.
Friendly?
Mm.
All right. You speak language of giants?
No, you.
No, you. All right. Okay. Cool. So they speak our language then. Okay. Cool. We got that going for us. That's nice.
It doesn't take very long after you hear those sounds until you see the giant actually approaching. It's one person, and he is huge. So tall. Let's see now. I'd peg him to a good 10 meters, maybe 8 meters, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, sure.
You will reach up to basically his kneecaps. That's how far you get when you're standing. That includes Sir Artegue. He is dressed, imagine if you will, a really, really big Santa Claus. Like the beard, the white beard that just kind of rolls down over an immense, immense tummy. He has, it looks like a toque on his head. Eyebrows that are wild grown almost up over his forehead. And a good sturdy tunic and some kind of hoses. A huge nose over those mustaches and ears that jut out. His nose is quite red, almost like a gigantic potato, if you will. And his hoses are what do you call it? What do you call the crap when you're knitting needles? Knitted by ropes, like the kinds of ropes you have on a ship to tie it up. That kind of rope. And he has in his belt hangs must be a reindeer or an elk or something, and he has a really, really big tree trunk that acts as a club, I suppose, over his shoulder, and he is looking over here on everyone here. Little people.
Oh! What time
Yes.
is
That is, yes. This is specifically you.
that? So I kind of wave my arms, get his attention. Hello!
He is looking over everyone, and then his eyes stop at Parima. Oh, the red shirts. And then he sits down. Boom! The snow sort of pushed out of the way. Little one, you blew the horn? Parima is kind of looking at Sir Artegue. No, we blew the horn, she says.
And I played the lungs.
It's a long time since the red shirts played the horn. Maybe not long for... I think long for little people? I think it was... Well, my son was a little boy, at least. What has happened? Where are the other red shirts?
They're in the catacombs below.
At this point, Parama will just... They're all dead, and they're all killed by the Shagolites. They killed everyone, and she looks filled with wrath and sense of purpose. Did they now? I see. Well, this is bad. Those, men in the Iron Tower, never liked them much. What do you want to do? We have to punish them, says Parama. We have to. We have to go to the Iron Tower. Well, once we have followed with the Kurs. Very well.
You should come with us?
He's probably going to want to stay in the mountain, but we could always blow the horn again when we come back.
Well, we can help, but the volcano is taboo for us giants. We do not go to that place. It is an evil place. Ever since the mountain folk left it. Once long ago, the mountain folk built that tower.
I'm going to point to the other guys. Them? Those guys?
No. The ones who had the mine near to the little people's town. Before the dragon came. They built the tower. But when these new little people, smelly ones, came, we do not go near. Bad luck for us. But we'll help. You go with the Kfur now?
Yeah? Do you know who their masters are?
No, I do not. I did not know they had masters.
Do you speak their language, by chance?
Not really, no.
Okay.
They keep to themselves on the ice. They do not bother our mammoths, and we do not bother their hunting.
You know if there's anything special to the west? Like what's special to the west?
Oh, the marshlands. We never go there either. Not because it's bad luck as such, but the ground is too soft for us, you know. We do not leave the glacier if we do not have to. But I have a grandson. I'll fetch him too. I can meet you close to the marshlands later. Is that,
Where
Sure.
are the marshlands conceptually then, like, the archaeological site's not in a marsh, is it?
maybe?
Right.
Yes, it is.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool,
Yes,
cool.
it is,
Good,
according to
good,
the
good.
map.
Just making sure everything's
Briar
lining up.
hasn't been there himself, of course, but yes, according to the map, it looks a bit marshy there, yeah.
Well, I'm sure Shalab can confirm that. That's kind of his thing.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Alrighty. We're getting the band together here. We're on a mission from God.
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah,
ska band, but
It's a band,
we'll,
yeah.
we'll take some giants by the marshland, sure.
got the giants, we got the Kmor, we got these 12 wolfkin. Doing well.
You're getting the band back together. Yes, I guess that means that, he introduces himself, the giant, by the way. My name is Great Thule.
Great Thule.
Yes. I lead the tribe of giants here. What is your name, little people?
Human.
Yes, little people.
I'm Artegue.
Nefria.
Sifanu.
Eldrida will introduce herself as well, and Parima as well, of course. Briar will as well, but when he starts speaking, no, the giant is not impolite. He will listen to all the names properly. Very well, then.
Oh, giant.
We will fulfill the accord. We will
The what now?
fulfill the accord. The accord.
Yeah, clearly they had some sort of agreement with druids here.
Yes,
So,
we will fulfill it with the druids. Points
What?
towards Parima.
What was the agreement? Just, for those of us who aren't druids.
To help the druids when they call. According to legends, they would call in dire need.
I would say this qualifies.
Yes, I agree. It is
Out of,
getting too warm anyway. The ice is melting.
Oh,
Oh, that's not good either.
we've got the artifact we found
Yep.
and beneath us.
You?
Yeah,
Sir.
you have it, yeah.
I wanna
You
show
were
it to the
Parama,
giant.
probably.
Yeah, I want to show it to the giant and see if he knows anything about this. I'm like, eh?
Yeah, it's so small for him. Like, it's a human head. And like looking at, he's gonna bend down on all fours, trying to not hurt anyone or anything while he's doing it. To look at it, my eyes are not quite what they used to be. It looks a little bit like a head. That's strange.
Yeah. It's a statue of the head that the druids were hiding deep underground. I assume they were doing it for a reason.
Must have. Must
okay.
have.
I was hoping you might know something. Okay. Anyone else got anything?
I was just gonna ask if the giant, you guys happen to know anything about the druidic rites these guys had going on here, do you? Parima's the last, and she's not initiated. You got any secrets for her?
No, I'm afraid not. I
No
do not
giant
know
druids.
such things.
Well, I suppose Uxu there was kind of a druid, I suppose.
We could ask them. She's a
Yeah.
wise woman.
Yeah, she can help and do whatever the Kmors are doing, but the Kmors and the Kmorda druids are not following the same faith, if you will. They have their
gotcha.
different wisdoms. So she will certainly do a rite among the dead, among the Kmorda druids, if you want her to. Parima will be very touched by this, and very happy that you thought about that. So
I say we kick that off before we leave. Just to cover our
Yes,
our Pascal's
yes.
wager bases here.
a proper burial, and what attendance these Kmorda druids get as they're sent to their final rest. Apparently, the four chosen heroes, whatever that means for the Kmors, you don't know. The last Kmorda druid. I'm not sure if I'm gonna Count Shalaban as a very honorable witness, or I mean, Breyer, the great academic from Tresilva, is probably a bit more dignified in that sense, and lends the bit more dignity to this. But also, a dozen wolfkin, a whole clan of Kvurs, and Great Thule, leader of the giants of Marjura. That's not a bad send off to anyone, I would argue. So yeah, that is a moment of as Uksu. Now, obviously, there will be a small group that can actually go down into the crypt, including Uksu. I think Parama is insisting on Sifanu coming down, given how well you have treated the bodies. She's honestly quite moved and very happy that you've helped out. And she will try to give some kind of ice blessing. She is muttering something about Kmorda and may the ice keep you for the future. And she will... There's something she's saying down there with the ice that might just make the room slightly colder. Yes, indeed it does. You can feel her reach out and connect with the ice. And the chamber gets colder. The bodies will, in fact, be preserved by the breath of Kmorda, if you will. As she's invoking the glazier's will and protection.
Okay, so we talked about this last session. So she cast a spell, so that means there's some errant magic in the air.
Yep. One day worth.
That's all I need. I'm gonna use that to use necromancy and consecrate the body so they can't be brought back as undead.
Ooh, nice. Roll 46 using that spill magic. Is that a word, spill magic? The leftovers? Residual magic? The residual flows, yes.
Well, I mean, otherwise, the gods would get it. We don't want that.
For us. The devil's cut.
There's
our magic.
Not a single one in there, which is great, particularly since it's not on the fate die, because that would have been bad for you. And there's also no 6, which means that you will take a point of exhaustion, perhaps?
That's fine. We're going to be traveling for a while anyway.
Yeah, you will. But yeah, you will basically create a basic... Let's love that single word there. A basic ward around these, which will impede a necromancer who would want to raise these bodies from the dead will have to get an extra success to do so. It's not going to make it impossible to do it, but it will make it slightly harder. It's a fairly basic, elementary ward. Now I've said that word so many times. Anyhow. And so with that, you all leave with this huge group, except for the giant, because the moment the funeral ceremony is over, Great Thule will walk back towards the east to fetch his grandson, apparently, and he will meet up with you guys in the west, that's what he said. And you will leave towards Kruri, apparently, and walk for some time to get there, because again, it's a long journey, but now you're journeying together with a whole group of wolfkin and kvurs.
We have a small army.
Yes,
I'm quite happy with this.
We do.
It's gonna be or is there 40 or 50 people altogether in this group? Something like that? Yeah.
Something like that.
And a lot of them are really good at noticing dangers on the ice.
Right.
Just that. In fact, there are a couple of these cool Thuzzard riders who are always circling around this group to watch out for possible dangers. Which reminds you, that flying thing that had been following you from Arham, it's not there right now.
Can't imagine why.
It might just be that these Kmor flyers help you in some regard. Maybe. Potentially. To make a long story shorter, you will be traveling all day across the glacier, and as we said, it's a clear sky, very cold clear sky, because 14 degrees Fahrenheit is not a hot spot. Yep, it's still winter up here. But it will take a full day to march this day. You're a big group now. You weren't traveling fast to begin with, but it's hardly speeding up things to have this many people around you, and so on. Even so, night will fall as you end a day of walking on the 19th of Misiska. You've been away from Arnhem for a while now.
Wonder if the heat's died down.
Exactly.
See, it's a topical joke too, because we're on a glacier.
Yes. It really wants it to be blizzard today. Well, if it's a blizzard, you can't really travel, can you?
This makes my joke even funnier. Now there's a blizzard.
Yes, exactly.
Artegu's very pleased.
So Artegue will be very pleased with all the invitations he will get to certain tents in the evening when you make a break, when you take a break for the day.
Yeah, just, someone come get me when it's my turn to be on watch.
You don't even have to take a watch here.
I was gonna say the Kmor are very happy to sub somebody in for you. You have more important things.
Yeah, and
It
nothing's
seems
more
like it,
important
yes.
than your turn at watch.
It seems like it,
I would like to spend the night grooming Haka. I want to brush him.
Oh yes, what do you want to say to Haka then?
I want to ask if he's like, are you comfy? Like, it was a long day out on the road. Like, how do you, usually like take care of your fur? I'd love to help brush you. You look really soft.
Not a pack member. Does not get to touch fur yet. Huh?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to cross any lines. So, we'll just wait for when the moment's right then. But I just want you to know I'm interested. I'm interested in grooming you.
He will do what wolves and dogs do to greet other people and get to know them.
Yeah, so will I.
You're gonna smell his butt?
Yes. Like I don't have a lot of options here. It's a blizzard out. We're all bored. Like, why not experience something new out on the ice?
That's a fair point.
Our diplomats looking to bridge boundaries here.
Yes. Always take the culture where you come, right?
Right. You got to make friends everywhere.
Feel free to roll 3 water again. You don't have to add any fate dice. This is just you sort of schmoozing with him.
This is just you trying to groom.
Yes, exactly.
A wolfkin. Oh,
it will go so and so. Succeed at cost. What's the cost here? Some embarrassment maybe for making cultural mistakes?
Yes, like definitely some embarrassment of like, doesn't quite go according to plan. Like, you're not supposed to touch your nose to like the glands back there. And, it's my first time. So I'll take, let's see here. I'll take a point of, can I do doubt?
Yeah, you can do that.
I doubt myself now.
Yes, you doubt yourself a little bit.
Was this a good idea after all?
What am I doing? This is weird stuff.
Oh God, I chose this. Why did I choose this?
That's
perfect.
Great. Well, sometime you have to smell a wolf, but that's just how it goes. Is Sifanu doing anything special on this day when you're stuck in a blizzard? I I can tune up the snowiness here. I can do that. I know how to do that. Like snow, lots of snow. See, blizzard.
Visibility's worsening.
Yes,
Whiteout.
there is none. Yeah, it's a whiteout, definitely.
Okay, I got. So I'm gonna use a fate die and like Kmorda symbolism to give myself a new tattoo while we're sitting around for the day.
Okay, do that. What is this tattoo about?
It's gonna be another two-parter like the other one, except it's gonna be partly on the back of my hand and partly on my face. So if I do this and someone sees that, they forget I was ever there.
Ooh, interesting. Forget someone was ever there. That's a bit of, that's invoking some mentalist ideas. I like it. So, read mind, dominate, spread doubt, clairvoyant. I think I would like 2 successes for that, because it's such a, sort of a powerful thing, right? You're not just telling people to go away. Is this like a permanent forgetting thing as well? The more powerful the effect, the more difficulty it would be.
Yeah, I would like it to be permanent, but that, as you said, that's going to be hard. So I can just get for a couple of hours to get myself a head start.
Scene. Yeah, forget for a scene. Right, I would give that. Let's see now. Not there. Just looking at spell effects and stuff. Duration. I think I would give that. Yeah, how about 2 successes? I think that's okay.
Okay.
You do have your experience to draw upon as well.
Right, because I get the drawing runes in the sand. So
yes, exactly.
4.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I think that one's permanent.
That's crazy good. 4 successes
that was so
and
good.
A 6. So
and a 6.
You had the power level 1 for 1 fate die, and the other 6 gives you another power level. So now someone will have to roll, at least 2 successes on a wind roll to overcome this and not be affected by it. People with high wind might get through this. Other people, if someone is like Abrelax, for instance. No, you haven't met him, have you? Some of the dumber guards you've ever met, how about that? They will just automatically fail and so on. So people with wind 1 cannot resist this, basically.
Poor Haka.
So you put that down on your sheet somewhere.
I'm putting it in odds and ends with the other tattoo.
Yeah, and note the level, the power level 2 for that, because that's the difficulty they have to get through.
Yep.
Cool. I mean, if you want to, I don't know if you want to cross off, because that was a very good roll, but if you want to have more 6s, you could re-roll 2 5s, because you'd still pass, but the chances of getting another 6 is pretty slim, so you might not want to spend your experience on that.
Well, unless I'm going to give myself yet another tattoo, what else am I going to use that experience on?
That's a fair point.
Draining someone's soul.
All right.
Are you going to use it?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, 6.
Alas, no.
Oh.
But that's okay. I mean, you still have the same power level and effect and everything, so.
Cool.
Okay, cool. That means that you have only 1 experience left to cross off and fulfill your shadow command, and then you can level up. Nice. So yeah, you spend your evening and so on with your tattoo equipment, probably a little bit of a hand mirror as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Just doing it blind.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. I did not think it looked like that without a hand mirror. What is that scroll? Indeed. So we come to the next day. And it is a clear sky, which means that I have to remove the snow. Alas.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I know.
It is so pretty.
There was some other snow thing here before. Where did that come from? I don't even remember. Oh, I think I've done it automatically for the map. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you will continue on this day towards the west. Again, I'm making a long story short. You strike out early in the morning, clear skies, nice for traveling, and by noon ish, you will reach the edge of the glacier, and the Kmors will help you traverse into the rest of the lands. And the further you go, the muggier and swampier it gets. And it will also be kind of harder to travel here because, well, swampy terrain, wagons, lots of people. You have to navigate between pools on a moor that would basically drag your cart down, and little creeks and whatnot of meltwater coming off the glacier as the Kmors lead you. But with a whole patrol of wolfkin along as well, there's absolutely no risk of anyone going astray around here. They are master trackers and huntsfolks. And I'm sure that Eldrida will be able to speak to them about hunting practices and strike up conversations about that. They're probably going to appreciate Eldrida quite a lot for her expertise in wilderness navigation and so on. So that's it's a smooth journey is what I'm saying. The second day, it's the third day of traveling really, but this is the second day that you've actually been able to move, will end at the edge of the marshlands. That's as far as you get this day. And
okay.
We are now in a new weather zone because this is now...
Is there a giant around?
No, it's not a blizzard.
No, I think he's on the catch-up later plan.
Yeah, he's on the catch-up later plan. No, it's not an ice storm. Wrong weather pattern. There we go. Sorry about that. I have to do the right settings for the thing. Cold still, of course. But
what?
You are probably used to that because it is, in fact, you know, Arham and Marjura, and you're basically on Fantasy Iceland. It's not a warm place. So, you will be following the Kmors. And they will lead you through the landscape again. By this time, the wolfkin don't really know where you're going. They know enough about the terrain to stay away from dangerous terrain features, but they haven't been in these parts. This is quite clear on how they're sniffing around. And
they're on an adventure.
Yes, they are indeed.
We're all on an adventure.
And as you're leaving this morning, Uksu will, together with Uma, speak to you. Uma is looking at all of you. Do you have holy...
Water?
No, holy bull man. Holy bull man.
Holy bull man.
Uksu
Show him the
said
head.
you have holy bull man.
Show him the head.
Yeah, I'll show him the artifact.
Is this?
Is it this head?
Uksu is shaking her head. No. Holy bull man. Holy bull man.
Holy Bull Man.
Shulaban! I have Holy Bull Man. Out of the backpack. The statue, remember? Of the
relic,
man with
yeah.
the bull head? And the weird round foot? He brings it out. I have... Holy Bull Man. Yes.
Good
Key.
job.
Key. Holy Bull Man is key. You bring holy weapons, holy steel to masters. You take key, find weapons for battle with green men.
Okay.
5-finger
Discount.
canyon.
I'm sorry, 5-finger.
5-finger canyon.
What? Good job. All right. Bring holy weapons to masters. Use key. Find weapons. Weapons for battle with green men. 5-finger canyon.
Are we supposed to bring the weapons to 5-finger canyon or find the weapons in bring them?
Bring, and Uma will point to the crates. Bring to 5-finger canyon. Get your weapons from 5-finger canyon.
Oh.
Yay, clarification.
Finger canyon. All right. Well, that was a slightly. That was in the ballpark.
Like, where is 5-finger canyon?
We cannot go to 5-finger canyon. We send one. He bad kur need punish.
Yeah, it's like a place of exile for y'all.
So you can't go there. Where is it?
Our bad kur go with you. Show the way.
Okay.
Okay. We've got another guide.
Yep. And so you're off on this, the 21st of Mrs. now.
So they're sending their one bad Kfor to show us where to go.
Yep.
And then expecting them to remain banished or some crap.
You don't know what they're
Maybe.
saying to each other.
True.
The Wolfkin will come with you without any, hesitation. You're
Right.
going to some place where they can fight the murderers of the Kmorda druids. They'll tag along. Nefria said so. She seems like a smart one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally trustworthy.
I have a feeling
You
that she
sniff
might be
butts
trying
together.
to
That's a
agitate
lasting
them
bond.
against the Tracorians. Is that what's happening here?
What?
Is
Yeah.
Nefria going to try to agitate them against the Tracorians?
Maybe.
I mean,
Possibly.
possibly. You get to. You will know that all these Wolfkin they are native to your island. They come from Trinsmyran. That's where the Wolfkin come from.
Do they now?
Yeah, they do. They are from Trinsmyran. That's the eastern side of the island. They just don't care about the fight between your people and the Dracorian people. It's like, yeah, those hairless apes are having a disagreement. I don't know why. Whatever.
We gonna learn real soon. Perfect.
But if you do want to do your rabble rouser thing with them, I'll allow you to do that, of course. Yeah, that would probably give you fake dice to do that, because undermine Dracorian authority, temporary goal, and so on. So just.
Oh, I do like that.
I bet you do.
I could use that.
Mm-hmm. You have plenty of time to talk to them as you march along here.
Yeah, I think I'll talk to them about like the politics of home and how the Dracorians, even though they feel like they don't have a dog in that fight, how they actually very much do, and no kin can be free while others are in chains, and we're all subject to the Dracorians, not ourselves. So that's a big problem. Imagine an alpha that you have no say over, a pack leader that you have no say over, telling you what to do from like real far away. They don't know about the problems the deer have in your region, and they don't care. It's terrible.
Roll the 4 dice, including the fate die, because now you're being a rabble rouser. And of course, you have an experience for this too. Roust the workers to rebel against the Dracorian overlords.
Oh god. Oh god.
That's
oh god.
4
No.
dice.
Oh wait. No. Yep. Okay, I did. That's wrong 4. That click there.
Hey.
Oh, crap.
That's 3 successes, and one of them is a 6. That works. I think you're turning this unit of Wolfkin into people who don't like the Dracorians very much. You've done
Does
definite
anybody really like the
progress on
Dracorians?
That I rolled a 1 on the fate die, so I've got to take like an exhaustion.
No. That's only
That's
for
only
magic.
for black magic.
Yeah, for black magic specifically. So Sifanu's magic specifically, yes.
Got it.
You have a 6.
It could
so
be
you
your
don't-
magic if you want.
I can teach you, but it has to charge.
Since you have a 6, this is not succeed at cost. It's just you succeed.
Gotcha.
And they will listen to you, and the more they hear about how bad Dracorians have been towards people on Trinsmyran, the angrier they get. And this little band will now listen to you. They're not. You will learn that this is not all of Gothar's Reavers. There's an entire centuria of them around here. So there is another big group of Wolfkin around here. This is just one and a half tent group, if you will. So 12 out of that's But you have your own little Wolfkin to send out and do mischief with now. And since you're doing, your destiny is to take down oppressive Dracorian colonists and all that, I will give you 3 fate dice, because this is exactly the kind of thing that Nefria should be doing. So net +2 for you for that roll. Congratulations.
Noise.
Yes. We will turn all of them against Dracoria, right? That's the whole point.
It's just one
That's the
tent
dream.
unit at a time.
One tent unit at a time.
Like,
What do you call that? A squad, I guess?
squad, yeah.
Yeah, in Swedish it's telt lag, because they all share the same tent in the Centuria, right? You have an 8-man tent in a Centuria. A century? That's what you call it. Century in English, yeah. Anyway, they use Roman terms for army units in this world.
It makes
Anyhow,
sense.
you keep walking all day long here again, because now the terrain is just not really you were up on a glacier that was nice and flat, and between the Coors and the Fuzzards and the Wolfkin, it was easy to navigate around any dangers. So traveling was much faster than when you just had Parima. But now there's only one Kur with you, and of course the Wolfkin. But the terrain is just much more difficult. Each mile that you go straight as the bird flies is like 3 miles of just snaking between patches of moor that you might just disappear into because it's too marshy. As you're walking, you can see the pillar of smoke from a volcano that's coming closer and closer by the hour, and your guide is getting more and more careful. This is not going to take the entire day. You're sort of mid-afternoon when you come to a mountainside, and the guide finds a crack in the mountain that is basically as wide as your shoulders, if that, slightly more. Just wide enough to get through. It's going to be really hard to get the wagons through here. But the guide says, through there. Just points through. Kmorda!
Well,
Kmorda! Just Kmorda. That's the one word he can say apparently in your language.
Well, I won't be going first. RTU?
Okay. I look around. I can't send Eldrida first, so fine. First it is. And, I suppose I start shoving Artegu's meaty self through the crack in the mountain.
Indeed.
I bring my ball of fuzzard grease in case I need to get out of a tight spot.
Yes. You will squeeze yourself down through there and keep climbing downwards. And after a while, you get to a cave, but there is light on the other side of the cave. It's not that deep.
Like natural light?
Yeah.
All right. So, hey, I see a light up ahead.
A light at the end of the tunnel.
That's good because we're gonna have a real hard time turning around if I'm backing out of here.
And I suppose keep on squeezing forward.
Yep. Well, the Wolfkin will go down, and they will, in fact, their understanding is that you want those crates with you, so
Yes.
they will help out with that, which is, ironic.
Those are the
given
best wolf.
Very ironic.
the mission
the best
they
boy.
were given originally.
Yeah, these wolf can have a much greater chance of surviving.
Yeah.
They do. They do, because they're helping us take these sharp, pointy things that the Shagulites left, take them to this holy spot so they can get cleansed.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Thanks, Haka. Thank you.
So once this entire troop comes through the very narrow canyon and the cave, you come out in what is effectively a hidden valley that is very quiet indeed. There's no wind down here. It's blocked out by the mountain range around you. It's flat, wet. The plains, the flat that stretch out in front of you is very humid. Pools of water everywhere. As you walk, you hear your feet just into the mud. There are some strands of grass here and there, but not too many. Very, very sturdy and hardy grass that has fought itself up through the ground and sort of clings desperately to cakes of mud. A few very gnarled trees, perhaps. Otherwise, this is a bunch of ruins. There are house foundations here, house walls that stick up. Over there on the left, there's a pool of water, and there's clearly a rectangle of house walls that stick out above the surface of the water. The foundation must be below the surface. There are columns and pillars, some of them broken off, others just jutting out up on different kind of angles. There's a haze in the air here, probably because it's so stagnant.
Delightful place. Briar's going to be thrilled.
Oh, Briar is thrilled. This must be what Tazimbar Herbmaster spoke of. This must be the ancient civilization that we're here to investigate. How fortuitous. Now, where should we begin with this excavation? Oh, that was muddy. Oh, now my foot is wet. Oh, that was cold.
All right, well, we should probably set up a base camp.
What was that?
We should probably set up a base camp, so this is where we're supposed to be.
Indeed.
Is this then the archaeological dig?
Yeah. Well, you were told that you were supposed to look for the five finger, the thumb of the five fingers. That's what Uxa told you. Or at least she told Briar, apparently. Briar is looking around. We're supposed to look for a thumb. A thumb of the five fingers. Somewhere. It's a vast area. Like, there's miles that way, miles that way. This is a big place. It's going to take a while to search around here. That's for sure.
Gotcha.
Right, so what I'm hearing is, everybody split up. It'll be faster that way.
I was going to say, or do the puppies, can they like climb the mountain real quick and see if there's like offshoots that we could see where maybe there's like, you would think there'd be 5 offshoots and we'd look for the short fat one.
They can go scouting. Yep. I guess they're going scouting.
Let's send the puppies. Why risk ourselves?
Are you going scouting anywhere? No, you just stay around. So for now, that's fine. They can go scouting. It's not going to be easy to drag the boxes around here. So maybe just leave them at, what is this? The base camp or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this quagmire with really heavy crates filled with steel in them.
Yeah. So
we'll
stay here with the crates while the good boys figure out where to go.
Mm-hmm. The good boys will do so. It will take about an hour or so. You can see them range out into different places of this. And after a while of waiting, you will hear some kind of call from the good boys. And that's makes all the other good boys go to that particular where the wolf call came from. Briar, do you suppose this is a signal? He says.
Yeah, let's go check it out. I imagine they've probably found what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Grab the weapons, leave the archaeological gear, and move on.
Okay. Yeah, why would you need the pickaxe?
Well, you got to leave the archaeological gear at base camp. That's just good sense.
I need Briar and Sloppin to do something. Like, here, start digging. We're going over there.
Indeed. You will... oh, wait. Where's that? Ah. Okay. Did I forget to export the map? I forgot to export the map. I'll do that immediately.
And we win!
Hooray!
Exactly. Or not. I don't know.
Oh.
No. What's going on here? I have a map for you guys. That's what I get for something. There we go. Where did I put it? This is a mystery to me. I have this one. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cheat because apparently I couldn't find it there, so I'll find it somewhere else. Sorry about that. I have backup. I distinctly remember creating that map, and now for some reason I can't. Oh wait, if I do that, does it help? Oh yes, it did help. Haha. Yes, it did help. I knew I had created it. I'm a good boy. No, wait, that's the wicked.
Alright, see, they're all good boys. You included.
Exactly. Okay, that's it. Okay, that helps a lot. You will find... And I need to just configure so we all have all the settings correct. It takes half a second. And
So, Sifanu, what do you
activate.
need? Just any old brick, or does that have to be something specific?
See now, you should be able to see that. Yes, indeed. This
I can.
is what the Wolfkin are leading you to. 4 stones with a 5th one.
Okay.
They're just like, 5 stones. You said 5 stones.
And one that was small like a thumb. I mean,
Yep, pretty much.
I don't see where you did anything wrong here.
Go boys.
All for Trinsmyran. Woo!
Exactly. Yeah, that's what's there basically. Well, I can put you out there on the map again because
All right.
I
Well,
can do that.
I nominate Artegue to go put those crates on that altar up there.
Is it really? I suppose I'll wander up there and see what's
I'm
what.
not sure how
Yes.
tall it is.
See if it looks like an altar or if it's just a smaller rock.
Those
Or
four,
see if it has an indentation for the
those
statue.
4 are kind of like obelisks, if you will. Those 4 stones. They're about 9 feet tall.
Okay.
And the 5th stone is about the height of your waist, actually, and has a very flat top.
No obvious indentations where, as pointed out, you could put a statue with a round foot.
I'm so happy you asked, because yes, there are.
All right. Hey, guys. Sifanu was right. This looks like the place where you put the key.
Shalaban is very excited. He is
bring the
following
key,
this
so.
very closely. And the Wolfkin are not quite as excited. They're just kind of sitting around and watching you do things.
Or stupid pink monkey things.
Stupid big fuck. Yes, exactly. So Shalaban is like, this is my bull, man, he says. and he's walking up to... Remember, you could not come here without my help. Remember?
And that's why you're being paid.
I am getting my pay's worth, as I promised. And he's looking like positive. He's Nefria. You know people. He's positively salivating at this point. There is one thing in his eyes, and it's grave gold or something like that, like hidden gold.
Treasure.
Treasure.
His pupils are dollar signs right now.
Yes.
Like,
And he is putting the the statuette basically onto this carved out space, and it can only be put down one way. Like if he tries to point it any other way, it doesn't fit as snugly. But it goes in chink, and it points about 15 yards due north. Where is everybody standing right now, is my question to you guys.
Up where I put myself.
Briar's going to be standing exactly where where you and Artegue is, and Shalaban. Parama is probably also there. I guess Eldrida will be there too by default. Nefria, you too, I guess.
yeah, you know what? I'll go hang with the group.
Yeah, and the Wolfkin will be. I'm not gonna take them all out, but they're about.
They're around.
Yeah. You will notice that bad Kmor who was allowed to follow you, he's not here anymore. He's apparently just left.
His punishment was just to get here and then beat feet.
Apparently.
Yep.
There was a patch of snow there where the statue is pointing, and it just kind of melts and dissipates. And you can see the ground underneath it. And then the entire area just shivers a bit. And you hear a black bird that calls out and flies away. And does it look like something is coming out of the side of the hill there? Like running water? It's a bit red for being water. Maybe it's just water with a lot of rust. And so the silence gathers again. What do you guys do?
Investigate?
Investigate what?
The spot that just appeared on the ground, where the snow melted.
Very well. Sifanu, you will go up to the hillside. The earth there, the mud, very soft, very warm. This must be it, cries Shalaban and Briar almost at the same time for completely different reasons. Because Briar is interested in archaeology and Shalaban is interested in treasure. They will bring out pickaxes and start chopping away at the hillside exactly there. Spades, shovels.
And
Never
they're
seen
doing
them so
that.
enthused.
Yeah, while they're doing that, I'm going to see if I can spot the ghost that hangs around the swords.
No. Seems
No?
to be,
Okay.
I don't know, maybe the ghost is content. Who knows? Oh, dear. Shalaban takes a step back, and so does Briar. There is a skeletal arm under there.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Any dark magic on it?
No, none.
It's fine. Just move the bones to the side. It's fine.
Okay, they move the bones to the side. Briar will now not be as eager to dig, though. Well, we shall collect it. He brings out a blanket and puts the bones that are found there on the blanket. This is, of course, for you, Dr. Sifanu, to investigate later. This is, of course, what you're paid for. He's completely in archaeological expedition mode right now. But Shulaban will not be deterred and starts chopping again and digging. And it's about maybe a yard into the hill. Clang! A smooth stone. There's a stone underneath there. It has, as you keep digging out there, it has, what do you call it, rings that you can attach ropes to?
Okay. Gotcha. So, like, to pull on, one presumes?
Yep. You will notice the skeletal remains there lying on the blanket, Sifanu. There's, in fact, 3 individuals. There are 3 skulls there. It's not the entire skeleton. Maybe the rest is in the dirt. But those 3 skulls, their heads have been bashed in.
Okay.
There's too old to determine if it's pre or post mortem. That's absolutely impossible,
Right,
given the age
yeah.
of the bones.
But I'm just assuming they're the ones that buried it, and then the person who owned whatever it is they buried killed them and threw them in the ditch, and they couldn't tell anyway. Typical stuff.
Yeah, typical stuff. So there you are, a stone with 2 rings, and it's a standing stone.
Does it, I suppose Artegue gives it a good firm tug. Does this feel like a one strong man job, or like one
Probably
strong man,
several.
12 dogs?
Several, yeah. You might. We need some help with this.
Yeah. All right. Good thing we brought the hounds.
Indeed.
Release
So-
the hounds.
You put. They
No,
prefer
he gets
to
some-
be called the Reavers, but that's.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Gotthard's
The
Reavers.
Reavers.
Yes. Shalaban calls them hounds because of derogatory reasons. But you put ropes around these rings, and together with all these wolfkin, it gets fairly easy to just pull this thing, and then thump. It had some kind of it was hard to get it out there. It's been sitting there for a long time, and then into the mud. And you look into the darkness of some kind of... Well, it's a corridor that leads into the hillside. And I'm looking at the time now, and I think this is an excellent, excellent place for us to pause the action for this time and let Steph rejoin us.
Yes.
So she can have a chance to explore what you might find inside. How
And go first.
It's only fair we have stuff here. For
I thought it
proper
was
gun control.
exactly my thinking of like.
go
I
first.
think Eldrida should go first.
If there are going to be traps, I'm not the guy to go first.
I'm not sure she'll agree to the whole go first thing. Isn't that what Sir Artegue is for?
We'll see.
Perhaps.
Well,
But yeah, that's you
good
have
job,
made
team.
it to Kruri and
At long last.
a weird valley.
We're finally at the dig site.
I was
Yes, you
gonna
are.
say, have we satisfied the NPC quest of getting Briar to the dig site?
Yes, you have.
Cool.
Thank
I mean,
God.
really just...
You have made progress towards your temporary goal, Sifanu.
Yes.
I was going to say, I don't even know. It's how we got here. I mean, it really was not where I thought we were going at the start of this, and then all of a sudden, bam!
For Sir
We're here with
Artegue-
like 40 people. We're
Yeah,
here.
for Sir Artegue, I mean, you probably didn't pay too much attention because you were in a tent for a lot of the journey,
Your brain was squished anyway.
which was, I mean, he's going to remember that part, probably. It was an indelible impression. Very nice. But yes, that's where we call it for this time, and we will do the fate die distribution on Discord as per usual.
Yeah.
And I guess Steph will be back in 2 weeks, right? I think.
Yeah.
I think so,
I think, if memory serves, her cruise ends sometime next week, I want to say.
Yeah.
So.
My head is not where it should be, as I mentioned before, so I wasn't quite sure if she'd told me or not, but there we go, I figured.
No, because I knew she was out for this game, and I know she's out for the Tuesday night game or this week.
Right.
But she'll be back the week after, so that's that's how I built my knowing when she's gone.
Indeed. Very well. I will wish our audience thank you for watching. We will see what happens at Korea. I mean, no problem at all. It's all going to be fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Nothing bad here.
No.
Good night.
Good night.
Audience.
Goodbye.